So here we go. First question that we have is of February, March 2022. From the sales ledger control account, we have to make a 10-mark sales ledger control accounts. Okay. As well as 10 marks theory, which means a lot of theory as well. Okay. So we'll have to understand how do you write the theory. So it's like 50% division for this question. So it's basically, sir, February, March 2022 and paper 2 variant 2. Okay, with me following? Everyone there getting it, guys? Clear? So the first thing is all about
Yes, sir.
format that I've already shared with you guys. Okay, so we'll take help from the format plus learn the concepts as well. So there is Ravi, who is a trader. He provided the following information. Ravi is a trader providing the following information: sales ledger control account debit balance and sales ledger control account credit balance. We have both the balances available, debit balance and the credit balance, students. So here we go. It will be balance brought down here because students need to understand that what is sales ledger control account. It's the debtors account. Okay, it's the debtors account, total debtors, total receivables account that we have. And we already know that accounts receivable or debtors are basically what? Assets. Those are current assets. And what is the current asset nature, students? Current asset nature is debit balance, right? So current asset will always have a debit balance. So here we understand that we have the sales ledger control account opening balance for the debit side and sales ledger control account credit balance as well. With me following? Got that clear? Understood? So balance
Yes, sir.
brought down will be started from here and it will be 12,510. Just have to go according to the formula, the pattern, the format, and you will be able to get it. Okay. Make sure always read the requirement of the question first. We have to prepare Ravi's sales ledger control account for the year ended 31st January 2022. We have to prepare Ravi's sales ledger control account so the year is ending on 31st January 2022, which means we are currently in which year, students? The year is starting from 1st February 2021 and the year is ending on 31st January 2022. So these are the dates that the year is starting on 1st February 2021 and ending on 31st Jan 2022. And we have to balance the account. And as always, because these are permanent accounts, students, these are permanent accounts. So what we need to understand when we are going to balance the account and bringing down the balance on 1st February, it's important to understand that we'll have marks for the writing down the balance brought down as well. That's why it's 10 marks. Okay. Very simple, easy marks to get, but you just need to know the proper formatting, the format, as well as the understanding why it is coming there as well. Okay. Understood? So here we go. Balance brought down February 1st. And we got that as 2021 at the start of the year 2021, 1st February. That is balance brought down here. And similarly, February 1st, 2021 here also, we have a credit balance as well. So anyone who needs an explanation for this, let me explain that as well. Sales ledger control account, a credit balance, and sales ledger control account, a debit balance. Getting it? So this is 1245 credit balance. Okay, understood? Following that, clear? Any problem? Any question? So there will be definitely 1 mark for both of them. And you need to know that you have to get all the marks, okay? All the 10 marks easily, okay? So what students need to understand? What does this 12,510 means? This 12,510 means that there are customers who haven't paid us at the start of February 1st. We have sold them. So Ravi already have sold goods to them. Everyone with me following? Ravi ने जो है already goods sell कर दिए हैं customers को, but उन्होंने 1st February तक 2021 when the new year started, they haven't paid the amount of $12,510. So this amount is we still have to receive. This is going to be our asset. We are going to receive in this year. So some customers owe the Ravi. Follow very carefully the wordings, okay? Some customers owe Ravi $12,510. Understood? Got it? Clear? Okay. Following. What about 1245? What happens if you do the comparison of them? Understand this, important students. If you do the comparison of these two values, this is higher value and this is a smaller value. And the reason for this being only 1245 is basically sometimes what happened, you might have to refund it, return it, or someone might have paid more. Let's say a customer have to pay $100. Are you getting it, guys? A customer have to pay, clear his account. Whatever goods you sell, everyone with me following? Whatever goods you sell worth was $100, but the customer paid some more amount, let's say $130, $120 by mistake. तो हमारा credit balance बन जाता है due to being overpayment by the customer. कि अब हमारे पास this becomes a liability on us कि हमें उसको return करना है. We have to return to the customer. So this sometimes becomes a liability as well. Sometimes it's about the goods कि goods different आ गए, वो goods नहीं चाहिए थे, तो गुड्स रिटर्न करने, तो वो उस केस में भी वैल्यूज आ जाती हैं. So these are minority balances. In other words, these are called minority balance. Getting it, guys? Clear? And there's a lot of explanation available in my notes on this. Okay, why these are minority balance. Getting it clear? Understood? Guys, following? Any problem? Let me know. Okay. Any question on minority balance? Understand? Let me explain you one more time. Minority balance is very important, okay? But it can come in AS level as well and here as well. Sometimes the business will owe money to its customers as part of the normal business transactions. It can be deposit receipts from customers, refunds that are due to customer. आपको कुछ customer को refunds करने, and some customers might have paid you in advance. Some customer might have paid you in advance. That is why it's a liability for Ravi. I'll repeat my point. 1245 is a liability for Ravi because he has to pay his customers. This 1245 can be due to he has to do some refunds to his customers. It can be someone have paid in advance. Sometimes it happen. You are not available to make the transaction at a later date. So you are making the payment in advance. कि आप मुझे बाद में goods दे देना, but payment अभी ले लो. Maybe due to exchange rate. Okay. So these are all possibles. Okay. Getting it clear? Everyone with me following? Next important things, make sure you are taking notes as well. It's important to understand that never ever cash sales or cash purchases comes in the control account. Okay, this is just given to just make a mistake. Okay, ये आपको इसलिए दिया हुआ ताकि आप mistake करें. So make sure cash, when we are talking about control accounts, there is nothing related to cash, because on cash transaction the person is not important. If you are doing any cash transaction, the person doesn't matter, the customer, the supplier doesn't matter. It all about the control account comes into existence because of the customers and payables. Okay, getting it, guys? Clear? Following? Anyone with a problem? Any questions? Let me know. Any issues? Hello, guys. Can you move forward quickly? We have credit sales. We have credit sales of 134,000. Okay. So credit sales, we already know where will the credit sales come. Okay. According credit sales is basically sales will become credit in their account. Sales will be written as credit in their respective account. And in the customer's account, in the asset account, receivables account, it will become debit. So you have to write down credit sales here. Okay, students. So credit sales will be written here. That is 134,000. Okay. Understood? Clear? With me following? Make sure once you are done, write down a tick with pencil or something that you have already taken into account this in the exam. Okay. So this will be now by the end of now all of these will be done by the end of the year. So 2022, 31st Jan has come. Okay. Credit sales will come always on debit side. I've given the explanation because sales account will be credited. It's the double entry. So credit sales will be, the customer's account will be debited. Getting it clear? Any problem? Any issues? Clear, guys? Next, we talk about the common things. Okay, so let's talk about common things. What we have is basically cash returns from the credit customers, bank transfer received from credit customers, cash received from the credit customers. Getting it? So you basically have received the payment. Some customers have paid you. So you are going to write it because you have received transfers and cash received. Both of them are asset nature, right? Everyone with me? Everyone is getting it right? कि बैंक में रिसीव हुए पैसे तो बैंक will be debited. Similarly, cash में रिसीव हुए पैसे तो cash will be debited. So these account, the customer's account will be credited, and there's a customer account, the debtor's account, total debtor's account. So you will say that, sir, 96,250 is received using bank transfers. Getting it? And some amount is received using cash as well from the credit customers. It's written clearly, cash is received from the credit customers. Getting it, students? 12,890. In other words, you just need to do this thing. If the customer is increasing now, you put it on the debit side. If the customer is decreasing by this, you put it on the credit side. Everyone getting it? I'll repeat my point. If for anything, if for any transaction, if for any item you get confused in the exam, just think about in this way. If the customer is increasing, if your debtors are going to increase, you put it on the debit side. And if the debtors are going to decrease, the asset is going to decrease, you put it on the credit side. Getting it clear, everyone? Then you have return from the credit customers. Again, definitely some goods will not be happy, the customers will not be happy, so they will make some returns as well. So again, returns will also reduce the customers, right? So you have to write down return inwards here. Any questions, anyone? We are doing step by step everything. Let me know, got this? Return inwards will be coming from the credit customers, 4,000 on the credit side. Understood? Or sales return, you can say sales return or return inwards. Both of the words are correct. Got it clear? Then, as we have already discussed a lot of time, there will be irrecoverable debts as well. So irrecoverable debt, some customers will definitely not pay. They will become bankrupt. They will just refuse to pay their amount due to bankruptcy or any other reasons. So irrecoverable debts will also reduce the customers, because irrecoverable debt is an expenser. So irrecoverable debts comes in the debit account, and the customer account or the debtors account or this account, control account, will become credit. Is everyone with me following up till now? Let me know, guys, if I'm going fast. Hello, everyone getting this clear?
Yes,
Getting
sir.
it understood? Any questions? Let me know. Anyone not getting anything? Irrecoverable debts is basically the bad debts that is written off. Customers not willing to pay, or due to bankruptcy, they cannot pay the amount dues. So that's why we'll write them off. Everyone got this clear? Understood? Following? No problem. Most of them will have 1 mark each. So it's like free marks to get to the 10 marks. Okay. Is everyone clear? So let's quickly mark it out. That, sir, we have done credit sales. We have done bank transfers. We have cash receive, returns, irrecoverable debts. All of them are done. Got it with me, clear? Guys, move forward, right? Anything you want to discuss here? Next is, can I get response? Everyone getting it clear? Let me know any questions, so I will help you out now.
Yes, sir.
Got this right?
Clear.
Okay. Then we have contra entries. Okay. So let's understand what is contra entry one more time. Contra entries is basically when Ravi is the person here, Ravi is the trader here. So when Ravi is a debtor as well and a customer as well for someone. Okay. So like when we have the person making purchases and sales as well, so they will have some amount. So for example, just to give an example, so there is two persons. Okay. Let's say there is person A and person B. Okay. Both of them sales goods as well, and both of them do the purchase as well. Okay. So to each other. मतलब A भी B से purchase करता है और उसको sale करता है, और B भी जो है वो purchase करता है A से और sale करता है. Getting it? There might be instances that both of the people are engaging in the trade by purchasing and selling, by doing the trading business by together, that purchasing and selling from each other. So what happens? Contra is basically that what you do is, whatever the amount is the lower of, you settle off by that amount. For example, let's say by the end of the month or by the end of this year, A को $100 pay करने हैं, everyone getting it, to B, and B needs to pay $80 to A. Okay, getting it? A needs to pay to the B person $100, and B needs to pay $80 to A, because they engage, they both of them, they do the trade and they do the purchase and sales. So what we need to understand, students, is basically at the end of the year will do the contra set off between them. कि भाई आपको, जैसे हम नॉर्मली हम एवरीडे लाइफ में भी करते हैं कि आपको कोई फ्रेंड अमाउंट हो करता है और आप भी उसको कुछ हो करते हो, तो आप सेटल ऑफ कर लेते हो. तो लोअर अमाउंट से विल सेटल ऑफ by saying that both of them have to pay $80 minimum each to. तो B अब कुछ नहीं पे करेगा A को, $80 हमने कॉन्ट्रा सेट ऑफ कर लिया, और अब A को खाली $20 पे करने होंगे, क्योंकि $80 हमने सेट ऑफ कर दिया, कोई ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं हुई. इट्स जस्ट के दे कट ऑफ इवेंचुअली. लेट्स से कि आई हैव टू पे यू समथिंग एंड यू हैव टू पे मी समथिंग. तो द वर्ड कॉन्ट्रा सेट ऑफ मीन्स बेसिकली यू आर सेटिंग ऑफ बाय द लोअर अमाउंट, देयर विल बी नो ट्रांजैक्शन, सिंपल अमाउंट जो वो कैंसिल हो रही है. सो सिमिलरली यहाँ पर जो कॉन्ट्रा एंट्री है, it means that some of the amount, that is the smaller amount, 1677, is being set off with the purchase ledger account. Your sales ledger control account, your debtors account is being set off with the suppliers account. Getting it? Your customers account is being set off with the suppliers account or the payables account. So that's what we are saying to the examiner. 1677 will be the contra set off. Again, contra set off will reduce the debtors. So contra set off will be coming in on the credit side. Getting it, everyone? Make sure the explanation is important. Although if you are not getting the explanation, you in the O-levels accounting, the good thing is that you can just remember the format as well. And this will help you as well in getting the full marks. Okay, but you should know for future purpose and understanding clearly, how do we do the contra entries as well. Got it? Clear? Understood? Guys, following? No problem? Hello, got it?
Sir, why do we write it in the credit side?
Because the customer is being reduced now. As I said, if the customer or the debtor, customers and debtors are the same word, if it is reducing, contra entry means that we are reducing the account of the customer by that amount. Because we are reducing it, so it will be on a credit side.
Okay, sir.
Got it. When we are doing more sales to customers on credit, we are increasing it. That's why I've written the credit sales here. But all of them, this is payment by the customer, payment by the customer. Customer have returned the goods, so his account is decreasing. Customer is not willing to pay, he's become bankrupt. So all of these transactions, all of these entries that are not the transactions, sorry, all of these entries that are coming here are just basically decreasing the debtors. Okay, understood? Got this? Clear? Okay. Now, always remember, if we move forward, students, very important is basically discount allowed and discount received. Okay. We have discount allowed and discount received. So you need to think very carefully and choose properly. Although it's basic, simple logic and clear understanding, only one of them will come here because you need to associate discount allowed with something and discount receive as well with one of the control accounts. So what do you think? If you are making sales to your customers, would you receive the discount or would you allow the discount for the payment purpose? Anyone? Very simple answer. If you are Ravi
Discount
and we
allowed?
are making it exactly, discount allowed is the answer here. So again, students, make sure in recent papers, because it's a recent paper, a lot of things will have to be ignored, and that is why I'm very focusing on that. A lot of students, because they are getting confused in the exam, it's the exam pressure, they just write the things that are not relevant as well for this account. We need to understand, Ravi, we are making sales to our customers on credit. So in order to get the payment from them at a later date, we need to give them incentive. अगर वो 50 days में पे करेगा, 70 days में पे करेगा, तो हमारे लिए troublesome है. So what we are going to do, we are going to ask him कि we are providing you a discount 5%, 3%. Happens in every way, right? In every industry, every practical business, 20% discount, 10% discount if you are buying it now, getting it with all the types of sales. Okay, that's what's happening here as well. Okay, discount allowed. We are going to allow our customers discount. And again, the same understanding, because Ravi is allowing customers the discount, which means that discount allowed means that the customer will reduce. And that is why it's going to be also coming on the credit side, because a debtor's account will become credit and discount allowed is an expense. Expense will be becoming a debit. Okay, because Ravi has allowed, discount allowed is expense, so expense debit. All of this is journal entry. Okay, students, if I make one journal entry for you, it's basically simply like this: discount allowed debit by, because it's an expense, and sales ledger control account credit. So we can see sales ledger control account is being credited here. Okay, got it, everyone? Clear? Similarly, you want to make the journal entry for this, so it will be sales ledger control account debit, and credit sales account will be credited. So here we go, we have done sales ledger control account debit. Everyone got it? Clear? Following, guys? So how much is the amount? Make sure only two things are possible in this: either you don't remember the format or you get confused, or the other thing is you make a calculation mistake. So make sure, right, because a lot of values are given, so do make sure that you have a ruler and you can check, is the value matching in the exam with this, in order to be safe side and no marks are lost. No easy marks are lost. These are easy marks. Okay, right? Got it? Clear, everyone? Understood? Discount allowed is 4,643. Clear on this? Any concerns? Any questions? The discount receipt will not be taken into account because that will come in purchase ledger control account. Cash sales you never take into account, that will come in the cash book. We already know cash sales will be related to cash book. Is everyone with me? And the last thing is, what happens is sometimes if the customer is making delayed payments, and whatever the contract was that you will pay in 3 months, and if he is not paying, it's more than 3 months, let's say it's 5 months, 6 months, so Ravi can charge interest on them. Okay, so basically this is saying that interest is charged on the overdue sales ledger account. Okay, so interest was charged on overdue sales ledger account. With me? Following? Clear? Guys, getting it? Understood? Any questions? So interest, now understand the importance, because we are charging interest on the customer. Ravi is charging interest on the overdue sales ledger account. Any doubt in any of the item here, any explanation needed for any of the item here, do let me know. Okay, although it should be clear what is the definition of contra entries. If they ask you what is returns from credit customers. We already know credit sales. Why they might ask you, definitely they ask in AS level, they might ask here as well. What is the reason for having a credit balance? So I've already told you the reason for credit balance is that it might be the refunds that is due to the customer by Ravi. Ravi needs to pay, or some advances have been paid by the customers to Ravi. So Ravi is liability. There's a liability on Ravi that he needs to clear this amount, clear this balance. Secondly, if you're talking about the interest charge, students need to understand interest charge will be coming here. Why, sir? Because interest charge on the account of the customer means that the customer will now have to pay more amount. So it's a debit side item for us because it will increase the customer. Let me give you an example for this as well. Okay. Let's say you have to pay $1,000 to someone. Example, Mr. X have to pay $1,000 to someone, and within 3 months passed by, he was not able to pay Ravi. Ravi is now charging this much interest on it. Although it's not feasible to charge similar type of amount interest, but let's assume that he is charging $50 interest on the amount. So what will happen? It will be 1,050. So you can see प्रीवियसली पहले कस्टमर को $1,000 पे करने थे, अब कस्टमर्स को 1,050 पे करने. तो कस्टमर इज इंक्रीजिंग, customer have to pay more, and that is why we will have that the interest charge, now the customer will have to pay more, so interest charge will be on the debit side. Understood? Clear? Guys, everyone got this explanation? Hello?
Yes, sir.
I'll give a couple of minutes to think about. Anyone have any doubts? Let me know, okay? Just see every transaction, then we'll do the balancing off for this, okay? We'll have to do the balancing off for this, so make sure, have a look at it. Okay, we have a lot of space. So you can just give space as well between them, okay? Let me know if any question or any concern is there. This is simple, very easy. Just need to remember the format. Format is already there on the group. I will share it again. Don't have to worry about that. Understanding importance is that you should also remember what's the behind the concept is, why it is coming on the credit side, why it is coming on the debit side, why this is coming here, why this is coming here. It will help you understand the concept and maybe help you in answering the theory and the analysis questions. Getting it, everyone? Clear? Guys, got it? Sure, move forward. Now, always remember, when you have an opening balance, when you have two opening balances with me, guys there, when you have two opening balances, it means if you have two opening balances, you will have two closing balances as well. And as we can see, there's a question mark in order to find the debit balance, okay? The closing debit balance, which will become the next month opening balance. And we will also have a nil balance here. Sales ledger control account credit balance is nil. So what we need to understand, students, you have to make sure, write this down, that the balance carried down for the credit balance will be written here. So we are going to say that the balance carried down for this is 0. Getting it clear? The balance carried down for this is 0. That's why there will be no balance coming for the credit balance. Everyone getting it clear? Following? Is this clear? Which means what is happening during the year, what is happening during the year, Ravi is already clearing his minority balance. Are you guys getting it? Ravi jo hai, wo already apna minority balance clear kar raha hai during the year. And that is why you will not have any, you don't need to write this, but still for understanding purpose, I'm writing for students. Balance brought down is 0 here because balance carried down was 0 here. So there is no balance here. It's just, you will get the debit balance that you have to find, students. And everyone knows how we'll find the debit balance by doing the, what is it called? I forgot the name. By balancing of the account. Okay. So it will be, make sure it will be the bring down balance. It is complete 1 mark for this. If you miss this, you are losing 1 mark. You have to give this balance by finding out the balance carried down of here. And how do you do it? Just add the debit side, 12,510 plus 134,000 and 1104. So I'm getting this as 147,614. Understood? Got it clear? And 1245 plus 96,250 plus 12,890 plus 4,000 plus 910 plus 1677 plus 4643. So definitely we'll get a difference between that. And the difference between 147,614 and this is 25. Okay, let's see if we have 147,614. Let's see if you have missed out anything. So discount allowed 147,614 minus 1245. minus 96,250. Do check the values, okay? 12,890. Everyone took out calculator and tried to work that. Let me know. Bad debts. Okay, yeah, that's the problem. Bad debts are not 910, 9100s. That's what I'm saying. Make sure the values should be correct, okay? 4,643. So we already got 17,809 as the difference between them. And this will come 147, balancing of both accounts. Make sure the mark is for this here, 17,809. Understood? That's how you do the 10 marks for the numerics, okay? Clear, everyone? Got it? Let me know anyone doubts, any questions? Clear, got it? Any problem? Any questions? See, guys, students, let me know. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Any
Yes, sir.
problem? Do discuss now. Any questions? So this is how you will get the 10 marks on the sales ledger control account, as well as these things, okay? Moving forward, should you move forward? Clear on this? Can you move forward quickly? Hello? Talking about the theory and analysis. So now you have to do write down theory as well and analysis as well. So follow carefully. I'll be solving the whole theory analysis and make sure it's very important because it's around 10 marks, okay? Theory and analysis. I'll tell you what's the difference and where is theory and where is analysis. Everyone clear? Do take a screenshot of this to just revise later on. How did you do the sales ledger control accounts? Got it? Clear? Anyone, any doubt? Let me know. I'm moving forward, okay? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Okay, here we go. Now, always that these type of questions will come in. State the accounting principle which is being applied when irrecoverable debts are written off. So we have to state the accounting principle which is being applied when irrecoverable debts are written off. So let me know which accounting principle it is. Anyone? Any ideas? We have talked about it. Which accounting principle will be there when we are talking about irrecoverable debts are written off? What do you associate with the irrecoverable debts account? Which accounting concept you associate normally? We have discussed this. I shared notes as well. It was written in that. Come on, let me know. Any idea, any guesses? Any guess will also work. Come on, it's simply 1 mark, free 1 mark, okay? You have to do these questions as soon as possible, quickly. You cannot think much about it. Come on, guys, quickly. We anticipate, right, in the irrecoverable debts topic about doubtful debts and those things. So the answer is prudence concept, that unanticipated losses will be recorded, but gain cannot be recorded until we have realized it. If जब तक gain आपके realize ना हो, जब तक आप record नहीं कर सकते. लेकिन if you think about it, if you think about an expense, a loss that you are going to expect कि future में loss होने वाला है. For example, some customers are not going to pay you, so you record them as a provision. And that is why prudence concept is very important. It comes into existence because of that. Clear? Everyone got this? Hello? Following? Guys, clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Okay, then explain why just have to state it, okay? Now, this is very important for 4 marks. Follow very carefully. This is first time it's coming, okay? So we need to follow very carefully how you are going to write the answer for this. Explain why the following interested parties want to know the level of Ravi's trade receivables. So they are saying that the bank manager is an interested party and at trade payables, all of them are called stakeholders. These are called stakeholders if you have done business studies. So these are called stakeholders, okay? Like they have an interest in the business. What I mean by the stakeholders who have interest in the business, this is a very small definition, but you can have a more detailed explanation as well in some other books, okay? But students need to understand okay, what they are saying is that if the following interested parties level of Ravi's trade receivables, that why the bank manager and trade payables will be interested to know about Ravi's trade payables. So in generally, we need to understand that for any business, agar koi company hoti hai, so the tax authorities will be interested, the government will be interested. Why? At their level. Okay, they need to know how much income they are making, is they are applying the concept, the regulations, the regulation authorities, के जो companies act है वो follow हो रहा है, are the rules and regulations being met, okay? तो similarly, अगर किसी ने partnership करनी होती है, merge करना होता है, या किसी ने different stakeholders के different perspectives होते हैं. Everyone getting it? So let's explain these 2 of them for the moment. Although बहुत सारे और भी होते हैं, but because they have mentioned only bank manager and trade payables, So let's talk about why bank manager. So let's think about it. Okay, just for 1 minute, think about it. Okay, why a bank manager will be interested to know the level of trade receivables of Ravi. I'll give you a hint as well. Think from the bank perspective. What is the bank benefit to Ravi and how they can interact? Interested parties का मतलब है कि कोई transaction हो सकती है उनके दरमियान. क्या are is it possible that they can benefit from each other? Are you guys getting it? Is it possible that the bank manager can benefit from Ravi? So how is it possible? Think about it. Ravi is a sole trader. There's a one word that will help you understand. Let me know. Think about it. What does usually bank do and what does we normally study in accounting with the bank perspective? Just there's one word. If anyone can point out that word, that will be great. If there's a sole trader,
Transactions.
Transactions. ठीक है, but which type of transaction? So think from this perspective, Ravi is a sole trader, and any business needs what, and how can the bank help about it? How can the bank go about it? Like, what can the bank do for Ravi's business, and why he will be interested then? देखिए, first thing, अगर कोई interested, it's the word I highlighted, interested parties. You need to understand interested parties का मतलब यही है कि some benefit is there. Definitely some synergy or some benefit is between there. Some transaction can take place between them. And that is why it's important that bank manager is an interested party to know that how much trade receivables, how much customers have to pay Ravi. Think about it. Let me know. Financing की term है. Finance कैसे करता है? If anyone is a sole trader, how he will finance it? From his savings, from his own capital. लेकिन अगर savings और capital नहीं available हो तो फिर क्या करेगा? Any individual, what he will do? If अगर savings और अपना capital available नहीं हो, you are not that, you don't have that much finance available, so what you will look for? How will you
Bank managers
start your
can provide
business? What
loans.
happens usually?
Loan.
Exactly. That's it. That's the point. Okay. So you point, you basically what you have to write from the bank manager perspective, we need to understand, and this happens in a practical situation as well. Nobody will give you any money without any credit authority. अगर आप trustworthy होंगे, आपकी credit worthiness होगी, you are honest, you are trustworthy, and the person knows that you will refund the amount, you will repay the loan, you will repay the interest, you will repay the loan after 1 year, then they will give the loan, right? So we have to link it that the Ravi's trade receivables with the liquidity position, and that is why the bank manager will come into existence. The bank manager, it will make the decision based on Ravi's trade receivables, whether he should give the loan, whether the bank should give the loan to Ravi or not for financing purpose. Getting it? Is everyone clear? So the bank manager will make the decision of giving loan to Ravi, will make decision of loan financing to Ravi based on loan financing to Ravi based on its financial, based on its receivables level, based on its trade receivables level. I'll explain you what does I mean by trade receivables level. So I'll repeat my point. The bank manager will make decision of loan financing to Ravi based on trade receivable level. And what we can say, he will make based on trade receivable level and his working capital. Basically, it comes in working capital, or you can write down the word of liquidity. Okay, working capital, liquidity position. Okay, all of these words are good to get the marks. Okay, make sure these terms are very important. Liquidity, कि उनके पास इतनी cash available है, cash management उसकी अच्छी है, working capital, liquidity situation. Let me answer the situation. What I'm trying to explain here, students, के जो word है Ravi's trade receivables, इसका मतलब ये है कि it depends on कि रवि को customers कितनी देर में पे करते हैं. अगर customers बहुत high है, मतलब कि रवि को बहुत सारी amount receive करनी है, as we can see कि at the start of the year, 1st February 2021, customers have to pay him 12,510. But at the start of the next year, customers have to pay 17,809, which is clearly depicting that he is not managing his current accounts. He's not managing his accounts receivable properly. Uske customers usko nahi pay kar rahe. He is selling the goods on credit, but customers are not making time on payments. And every year इट इज इंक्रीजिंग. पहले 12,510 था जो साल के स्टार्ट में अमाउंट रिसीव होनी थी. अब नेक्स्ट ईयर जो अमाउंट रिसीव होनी है वो 17,809 रिसीव होनी है, which is a negative factor for him. कि बैंक सोचेगा because of the reason कि if the trade receivables are high, it means that the Ravi might not have enough funds to pay the interest, the bank loan or bank overdraft. Getting it? और इसके ऑपोजिट क्या होगा कि अगर रवि के ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स लो होंगे, so the bank will be able to make a decision that we should give him the loan because he can pay the bank loan. बैंक लोन भी हो सकता है, ओवरड्राफ्ट भी हो सकता है, इंटरेस्ट भी हो सकता है. ऑल ऑफ दीज आर एसोसिएटेड द बैंक, राइट? कि बैंक को इंटरेस्ट पे करना है किसी चीज पर. आपने बैंक अकाउंट को ओवरड्राफ्ट कर लिया, अपना ज्यादा ट्रांजेक्शंस कर दी, तो आप बाद में रीपे कर दीगा. गेटिंग इट? ओवरड्राफ्ट एवरीवन नोस, राइट? लोन रीपे करने के लिए. इज एवरीवन गेटिंग इट? So make sure you write down these points as well. If trade receivables are high, which is in case, तो आप लिखेंगे कि if trade receivables are high, the bank might not be willing to lend it. If trade receivables are high, bank might not be willing to. तो make sure ये आप proper, जैसे मैंने ये एक्स्ट्रा लिखा है ना, ये मैंने एक्स्ट्रा लिखा है, इसको अगर चेंज कर लें तो आपके पूरे 4 लाइंस में आ जाएगा. ठीक है? तो मेक श्योर 2 लाइंस 2 स्टेटमेंट्स देनी है, या आप एक ही स्टेटमेंट दें और उसको प्रॉपरली एक्सप्लेन करें, तो that will also result in 2 marks. Okay, is everyone got it? If trade receivables are high, bank might not be willing to lend because Ravi might not be able to pay interest and those things. ठीक है? Bank might not be willing to lend. Guys with me following? Due to Ravi having not sufficient funds. Okay, due to Ravi not having adequate funds भी लिख सकते हैं and sufficient funds भी लिख सकते हैं. Got it? Clear? Understood? ये extra points हो गए हैं, but make sure you can make it out and write down a perfect answer. Okay, getting it? Clear? Not the perfect answer is no, but like an accurate answer. We can say 90% accurate to get the full 2 marks. Clear on this? This is why I'm doing this question. Okay, understood why it is important? Because this is coming recently quickly. Okay, getting it? Clear? Guys, move forward. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what about trade payables? Okay, why trade payables are also interested in level of Ravi's trade receivables? So we can say the same reason: the liquidity situation, cash management. The suppliers, trade payables are who? Suppliers, and the one who Ravi will take goods from, because Ravi is a trader, so he will buy from the suppliers, from the raw materials and those things. So we can say that if trade receivables are high, which means that Ravi will now have enough funds to pay. But if the trade receivables are low, it means that कि रवि के customers ही पे नहीं करे तो वो आगे किसको पे करेगा? Getting it? Trade receivables भी decision को influence करेंगे. That decision will be influenced on trade receivables as well. Decision will be influenced by trade receivables, whether they should give, क्या करना चाहिए, whether trade receivables को goods देने चाहिए रवि को, whether trade receivables should supply the raw materials, should give the purchases to him or not. ठीक है? If the trade payables जो हैं, जो आपके suppliers हैं, if the trade payables believe that the trade receivables are insufficient, कि बहुत कम है, and they might decide not to supply. इसमें opposite हो जाएगा. ठीक है? अगर आपके trade, जैसे अगर यहाँ पर हमारे decision will influence, तो if the trade receivables are high, तो यहाँ पर opposite होगा कि trade receivables high हैं, which means कि trade receivables are high, so trade payables might be willing to supply. उसका रीजन क्या है कि उनको पता है कि कस्टमर्स पे करेंगे इसको, कस्टमर्स इसको पे करेंगे तो ही कैन इजीली पे अस. Ravi can easily pay his suppliers for the raw materials and all the purchases that he is going to do. Getting it, guys? Clear? So trade receivables are high, trade payables will be willing to supply. Guys, following? Clear on this? Hello, clear on this?
No, sir.
Yes.
कोई नो कह रहा है? Anyone not
जी.
getting it? क्या समझ में नहीं आया?
Yes.
Let me know what you didn't get.
Part 2. Why is it the opposite?
Okay, part 1 is clear. Bank manager समझ में आ गया? बैंक
Yes.
मैनेजर क्यों, कब बिलिंग हो, कब. देखिए, we need to understand कि जो आपके customers हैं, आप first thing is understanding that Ravi is a trader. What does trader means? A person who is taking the goods from behind from a supplier. आप trading business में है, तो it means कि आप for example आपका shoes का business or any business you have, and you are taking the goods from behind and selling it to the customers forward, right? After applying your markup margin. Getting it? So that's what's happening here. कि अगर हमारे trade receivables high होंगे, which means what do I mean by trade receivables high होंगे? which means कि हमारे customers जो हमें पे करेंगे ज़्यादा amount, customers हमें ज़्यादा amount receive करनी है, getting it? If we have to receive high amount if we have to receive high amount from our customers, right? सही है, तो कस्टमर्स जो पे करेंगे रवि को, रवि के पास इनफ फंड्स होंगे कि वो अपने पीछे जो सप्लाईज को पे करना है, जो कि ट्रेड पेबल्स हैं, रवि कैन इजीली पे टू हिज ट्रेड पेबल्स टू हिज सप्लायर्स. सो दैट्स व्हाई अगर ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स हाई होंगे तो ट्रेड पेबल्स विल आल्सो बी लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड पॉजिटिव. कि इन सिंपल वर्ड्स में क्या हो रहा है कि ट्रेड पेबल सप्लायर ही देखेगा कि इसके कस्टमर्स कितने हैं, इसकी शॉप पे कितना रश होता है. तो अगर ज्यादा कस्टमर्स हैं उसका बाद ऑल द अमाउंट बाद में रिसीव होगी, बट ही कैन क्लियरली से कि ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स हाई हैं, इसकी सेल ज्यादा होती है, तो विच मीन्स कि वो हमें जरूर पे कर देगा. तो दे विल डेफिनेटली विल बी विलिंग टू सप्लाई. अब वो सप्लाई कुछ भी करें, परचेजेस करें, रॉ मटेरियल्स करें, एनीथिंग, वो पीछे से जो भी रिसोर्सेज वो उनसे ले रहे हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाई दिस डिसीजन विल बी इन फेवर कि अगर हमारे ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स हाई हैं तो ट्रेड पेबल्स विल बी इजीली विलिंग टू सप्लाई because Ravi will have enough funds to pay. Getting it?
But why isn't this the same for part 1 too?
क्योंकि अगर ये भी देख लेते हैं, अगर ट्रेड रिसीवेबल हाई होंगे तो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि इसको हम इस पर बैंक पर्सपेक्टिव देख रहे हैं. देखिए ये हम रवि के पर्सपेक्टिव से नहीं देख रहे, ये हम बैंक के पर्सपेक्टिव से देख रहे हैं. दीज वी आर सप्लाइंग थिंकिंग फ्रॉम द सप्लायर्स पर्सपेक्टिव. इफ यू आर थिंकिंग फ्रॉम द बैंक पर्सपेक्टिव, बैंक ये देखेगा कि इसके कस्टमर्स के जो इसकी कस्टमर मैनेजमेंट ठीक नहीं है. पहले इसको कस्टमर से 12,510 रिसीव करने थे, अब इसको कस्टमर से दे हैव टू रिसीव मोर, कस्टमर ज़्यादा रिसीव करने, बिकॉज वी हैव टू रिसीव मोर फ्रॉम द कस्टमर्स. तो ये इसके पास इनफ फंड्स नहीं है पे करने के लिए. गेटिंग इट? अभी इसने बैंक मैनेजर विल थिंक फ्रॉम दिस परस्पेक्टिव दैट द रवि डज नॉट हैव इनफ फंड्स टू पे करंटली. उसके पास नॉट श्योर कि लिक्विडिटी पोजीशन स्ट्रांग है या उसकी नहीं है. उसके बाद इनफ फंड्स अवेलेबल हैं, कैश मैनेजमेंट इश्यूज तो नहीं है, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दे माइट नॉट बी विलिंग टू लेंड कर भी सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है, बट वो कोलैटरल और उसके अगेंस्ट कर सकते हैं. फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ थ्योरी पर्सपेक्टिव वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड ओनली कि अगर ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स हाई हैं तो बैंक मैनेजर विल नॉट बी थिंकिंग टू लेंड बिकॉज रवि विल नॉट हैव इनफ फंड्स एट द करंट डेट और करंट सिचुएशन पे कि वो ओवरड्राफ्ट पे कर सके, इंटरेस्ट पे कर सके या लोन को रीपे कर सके. तो दैट्स वाई हम कोई डिसीजन नहीं ले रहे. देखें, इफ यू आर थिंकिंग फ्रॉम, देखो आई एम गेटिंग द पॉइंट फ्रॉम हियर कि यू आर थिंकिंग फ्रॉम द डिसीजन पर्सपेक्टिव. डिसीजन तो दोनों में अगेंस्ट हो सकता है, दोनों में फॉरवर्ड हो सकता है. वी आर जस्ट थिंकिंग कि हाउ डज द बैंक मैनेजर विल बी इंटरेस्टेड by knowing कि रवि के ट्रेड पेबल 17,809 है. by looking at these figures, by looking at this data, कि उसका क्या डिसीजन हो सकता है या वो कैसे इंटरेस्टेड होगा. गेटिंग इट? सिमिलरली वी आर लुकिंग फ्रॉम अगर सप्लायर्स ये देखें तो सप्लायर्स विल लुक फॉर दिस के इसको हमें गुड्स और सेल करने चाहिए, नहीं करने चाहिए. अगर मैं किसी को सप्लाई गुड्स कर रहा हूँ, मेरे पास की स्टेटमेंट आए तो आई कैन क्लियरली सी कि भाई ये 134,000 की सेल करता है, तो इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग, हमें करनी चाहिए, वो पे करेगा. ठीक है, वो पेमेंट लेट आए क्योंकि वो बिजनेस का ट्रांजैक्शन नॉर्मल डेज में होता है, 30-60 डेज में. वो एक अगर रियल लाइफ प्रैक्टिकल सिनेरियो देखें तो उसमें आपको पेमेंट्स डिले होती रहती हैं. बिजनेस का रूल है कि अगर आप क्रेडिट पे काम करें तो पेमेंट्स डिले होती हैं, वो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. गेटिंग इट? तो हम यहाँ डिसीजन नहीं मेक कर रहे हैं, हम जस्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं कि हाउ डज एन इंडिविजुअल लाइक दिस बैंक मैनेजर, हाउ डज दिस पार्टी, नॉट एन इंडिविजुअल, सॉरी द रॉन्ग वर्ड, हाउ डज द बैंक मैनेजर पार्टी इन स्टेक होल्डर will be affected by this trade receivables, and how does trade payables will be affected by trade receivables. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Clear on this now? Got it?
Yes.
And this is not completely based on Ravi's perspective. आप रवि के perspective को नहीं देखेंगे, ठीक है? आपने खाली बैंक मैनेजर एंड ट्रेड पेबल्स का perspective देख रहे हैं. It might be something good for someone, might be something bad for other. वो उस पे हम नहीं जा रहे. that is completely different. जरूरी नहीं है कि अगर ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स लो भी हो तब भी वो दे दे. बैंक मैनेजर ये भी देखेगा. लेट मी गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. अगर इसके कस्टमर्स के अमाउंट बहुत लो हो और सब कुछ परफेक्ट हो, फिर भी बैंक मैनेजर अदर फैक्टर्स भी देख सकता है लेंड करने से पहले कि भाई इसकी क्रेडिट वर्दिनेस क्या है, ये बैंकरप्ट तो नहीं हो जाएगा और इसने पहले बैंक से किसी और बैंक से लोन लिया. ऑल द स्टेटमेंट्स, बैंक स्टेटमेंट, कितनी वेल्थ है इसके पास कि ये पे कर सकता है, नहीं पे कर सकता है. गेटिंग इट? तो ऑल ऑफ दीज फैक्टर्स आर इंपॉर्टेंट. इट्स जस्ट वी आर लिंकिंग एट द मोमेंट बैंक मैनेजर एंड ट्रेड पेबल्स टू ओनली ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स. अगर ट्रेड रिसीवेबल का फैक्टर हो खाली अगर ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स को देख करके इनको क्या इफेक्ट पड़ेगा वो हम बता रहे हैं कि वो शायद लैंड करें या नहीं लैंड करें, वो हम इस पर बात कर रहे हैं. गेटिंग इट क्लियर? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do we have next?
Yes.
Everyone got the discussion? Theory पे discuss करें, very important. Okay. Clear on this? Then as always, 5 marks analysis and theory to make it total 20 marks. So this is very important question as well. And in this question, so what we say here, this is theory. You can just remember it, okay, or learn it, okay. But when we talk about the 5 marks part, we need to understand that we have to give both sides advice Ravi whether or not he should employ the credit controller or not. कि employ करना चाहिए credit controller को और नहीं करना चाहिए. Definitely it's a control account question, तो theory भी उससे related ही होगी, right? So let's talk about it quickly. Ravi sends out statement of accounts. Everyone should know statement of accounts क्या होते हैं. So let me give a clarification on that. What is statement of account is basically the statement of account to credit customers is कि at the end of each month जिस कस्टमर ने आपसे जो भी सेल्स गुड्स लिए आप इनको एक लिस्ट भेजते हैं कि आपने ये गुड्स लिए इस डेट पर अपने अकाउंट को चेक करने के लिए कि हाँ ताकि चेक इन बैलेंस हो जाए और ताकि उनकी तरफ से पेमेंट आए. तो मतलब आप एक इन्फॉर्मेशन शेयर करते हैं कि हमने ये ट्रांजैक्शंस की हैं, ये हमारा बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शन हुई, हम इसमें इंडल्ज हुए थे. दैट इज व्हाट इज स्टेटमेंट ऑफ अकाउंट टू क्रेडिट कस्टमर्स. ठीक है, एक तरह से एक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन है. डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पर्पस के लिए एक वी कैन से कि एक एविडेंस है कि ये 5th मई को, 7th मई को, 15th मई को, 20th मई को हमने ये ट्रांजैक्शंस की हैं. कुछ इसमें से रिटर्न भी हुआ है, कुछ इसमें आपने पेमेंट करी है, कुछ आपने पेमेंट नहीं करी. तो एट द एंड अभी ये पेमेंट वो आप करते हैं, हमें रवि बताना चाह रहा है अपने कस्टमर्स को, वो उसमें सब क्लियरली मेंशन होता है. गेटिंग इट? मतलब it's like a list of summary. It's a summary of what you have done in that particular month of account. Getting it? Just like a bank statement each month, just like a bank statement of per year or each month. That's like the statement of account is also goes to credit customers. Got it? Clear on this? Now, so Ravi sends out statements of account to credit customers and charges the interest on the overdue accounts. I think we have discussed this type of problem as well before. Okay, he is charging interest on the overdue accounts and he is concerned about the loss that is caused to the business by the irrecoverable debts. As we have talked about, कि irrecoverable debts भी काफी ज्यादा थे, $9100 के irrecoverable debts थे, right? And loss भी हो रहा है, we can see कि customers credit पे ले रहे हैं. तो there's a loss being going on and he's charging interest as well. So he is considering employing a part-time credit controller to contact credit customers by telephone to start legal action on overdue accounts if necessary. The credit controller would be paid $6,800 per annum. ठीक है? So basically, he's trying to hire a person, a credit controller, who will look into his credit customers, and so whether he should do it or not. So think about it and let me know. So how do you go about this? You always write down first so if you are saying that he should employ, what will be the advantages of employing? Come on, let me know. What will be the advantages of employing the credit controller? The advantages will be that less irrecoverable debt, simply okay, less irrecoverable debts. If I write it down with my mind, okay, not looking at the marking scheme. So think about other points, less irrecoverable debts and less chances of, or better to write down, less chances of bankruptcy, customers paying on time, less chances of bankruptcy. Okay, customers paying on time. These are all the points we can write, right? Customers paying on time to avoid, is everyone getting it? Customers paying on time to avoid the interest on overdue account, to avoid interest charges. So these are the benefits of having the credit controller, to avoid interest charges. Any other benefits? Anyone? Let me know anything from your mind which is relevant to accounting terms. Go on. As I said, should result in lower irrecoverable debts, less chances of bankruptcy, and the same thing, customers paying on time. We can say that efficient and quick collection of payments. ठीक है? This is also possible. जब आप एक person को specifically कह देंगे कि you have to manage, like when we see in a lot of companies के everyone have different role departments, right? So if someone has the job to collect the payments from the customers, he is the credit controller. It's his responsibility to call everyone and ask for the payments, tell them the due dates. So which means that we can say that there will be efficient and quick payments collection, efficient and quick payment collection. Getting it? Make sure I'm writing just points. You have to make them in a proper paragraph form. Okay, efficient and quick payments collection. Getting it, guys? Due to help of the credit controller. Due to help of credit controller. Any other points? Come on, anyone? It's not possible you guys not getting points in your mind. I'm writing
Ravi's time gets saved.
Ravi's time gets saved. Excellent. So Ravi's time also gets saved. Ravi's time gets saved. Definitely. When you are managing a business, if you hire more people, you can focus more on doing other work. Let's just wait for the azan. Okay, think about the disadvantage until then. Okay, yes, let's continue. So make sure only 2 or 3 points on the advantages with clear explanation as well. Any other points on advantages? I think these are enough. ठीक है कि Ravi's time would be also freed up, so he was saving time to carry out other responsibilities. And this is the main reasons I think that will be correct. What about the disadvantages? Definitely the first advantage should be very clear and common. You don't have to think too hard, just simple. It's simply written there that the salary would have been paid. So there is an extra expense, right? Getting it? So annual salary to the credit controller. Are you guys following with me? Hello? Any other points? Pay annual salary to the pay annual salary to the credit controller. What else? What is the
Time
other
taking.
problem? Time taking. Okay, वो भी लिख सकते हैं. Some other points, more better points. Time taken तो time save करने के लिए तो उसने रखा है, but लिख सकते हैं. लेकिन something other. I read something else. Make sure every point is important. What is there to start legal action? So basically, Ravi is saying if the customers are not paying on time on overdue accounts, they will take legal action. And everyone knows if you go for a legal action, it will cost more, right? So cost of the legal action as well. Is everyone getting it? The cost of the legal fees or legal action, cost of legal action. That is the cost of legal fees for the legal action. So a lot of more expenses increasing. Everyone getting it, guys? Hello. What else? Anyone? More disadvantages, more drawbacks of this? And what is the guarantee? There is also no guarantee that all the debts will be covered, right? And salary will have to be paid. What happens? जैसे हमने discuss किया था कि irrecoverable debts is a temporary account, right? It's not a permanent account. It's an temporary account. Maybe in some years, in some months, irrecoverable debts now getting in some years. तो फिर भी आपको उसको annual salary pay करनी है. So we can say that no guarantee of receiving all the amounts. Okay, no guarantee of collecting. No guarantee of collecting all payments. Okay, getting it, guys? Anything else? Anyone? These are all the points that you can write, but would have to with a statement and particular complete explanation as well. Let me know. Similarly, relationship with the customers can be damaged. Definitely, ये आप हमेशा point लिख सकते हैं. Instead of writing the time saving point, I would highly recommend if you get a control account question in this, always remember you will always damage your relationship with customer due to charging interest on those things. Okay. Any other point? Let me know. So my decision will be simple that I will advise Ravi to not to go for. I will advise Ravi not to employ. I advise Ravi not to employ the credit controller. And the reason is not to employ the credit controller. Instead of paying $6,800, he should focus on something as I can see. And always remember to take help from the question. Credit sales इतनी ज़्यादा है और cash sales बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. And as always, I'm a fond of cash person. तो I'll try to increase the cash. Okay, Ravi not to employ the Ravi should not employ the credit controller and instead focus on the cash sales improvement. He should improve the cash sales. So this will help him as well. ठीक है, तो ये point भी लिखा हुआ है कि could instead to increase the cash sales. तो ये वो कर सकता है, ठीक है, and he will save this cost much. This cost he will save as well. And it's not big problem. It's not that huge amount because he's a sole trader अगर कंपनी होती तो कंपनी के पास फाइनेंसिंग होती है, ये अभी ऑलरेडी इसकी सेल्स भी इतनी खास नहीं है, ऑन एवरेज है, तो ही शुड फोकस मोर ऑन कैश सेल्स एज वेल. ओके, सो रवि शुड नॉट एम्प्लॉय द क्रेडिट कंट्रोलर and instead focus on improving cash sales. This is my point. Make sure 1 mark is for decision. You can go, Ravi should employ the credit controller because it will help him reduce the workload, as well as it will reduce the expenses of irrecoverable debts, doubtful debts, and those things. ठीक है, आप एक लाइन में मेक श्योर आपने लिखना है सही है, instead focus on improving cash sales. ठीक है, ये मैंने लिखा है, but anyone can else write a different point. Make sure 2 marks for writing the advantages within a like 3-4 lines में आप लिखें with proper explanation. Two marks for writing the disadvantage clearly, and then 1 mark will be for the decision whether you should employ or not. You have to give yes or no. Make sure nobody says के indifferent, it depends on what. You cannot write the depending situation. ठीक है, याद रहेगी बात. कभी भी ऐसा नहीं करेगा कि आप डिपेंडिंग पे लिखें कि ये करना चाहिए, ये अभी इसको, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द सिचुएशन, ऐसा नहीं होगा. यू हैव टू टेक अ साइड वेदर you are agreeing or not agreeing. So I'm here agreeing, but if you I'm disagreeing here. But if you want to agree, you can agree with 1 line statement that this is the main prior reason. I am disagreeing because I think cash sales have a lot of potential here to increase. If you have that much credit sales, he can have cash sales as well to 5 digits, 6 digits, which finishes off the question. Do take a screenshot, revise it, and we'll continue from here. All the plan was 2 questions, but I think this is enough with my speaking ability. Okay, got it clear? Hello, got this understood?
Yes, sir.
Hope everyone have understood something new, and most importantly, I did the question from the theory for the theory perspective more. Format is not an issue, must be clear. Try to practice more questions, but more focusedly, if this question comes in as a whole, you will have to do a lot of theory questions. So make sure focus on theory of this as well very clearly. Okay, we'll continue from here. Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Bye.